tell I just got out of bed. Still waking up, so bear with me. But I just had something I wanted to share. Just making sure I'm in the right group. Yes, I am. I am. Perfect. Okay, just shut that down. Just going to see if anyone's going to jump on. I don't even know what time it is around the place. I had a bit of a sleep in this morning. I was going to get up and go for a walk and move the body, but it was waning, so I didn't bother. So I snuggled in and had another hour. It was great. It was great. Just what I needed. I was going to see if anyone's going to jump on. I've got a shadow over me. So good morning, goddesses. Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world, because I've got to remember that we've got people here from all over the world. It's not a bad day here in Bali today. It's a little bit overcast. It was raining this morning, as I said, when I got up, but it seems to be okay now. I think I'll just go into a CrossFit session this afternoon. Got to move that body daily, no matter what you do. So was it yesterday? I sort of had these few moments of, well, actually over the weekend, I had about 5-6 messages from my VIP one-on-one clients, my coaching clients. And they were a lot in frustration, they were a lot in that things just weren't flowing, things just weren't in alignment, things weren't happening, they were just frustrated, the kids were home, the husband was home, they just were everything was just seemed to be out of their control, and everything that the normal daily routine and schedule had just been like thrown out, and that happens in Christmas times and in different seasons, and you know, when you've got the family home, it can be very frustrating, especially if you're a stay-at-home mum or you're an entrepreneur and you're used to having your set pattern, your set routine, how you do things, and then when you go to do something and you can't, it's really frustrating, and it throws you out of flow, and flow is the place that we want to be in alignment, because it helps it just all molds into the alignment and everything within our life. I sound out of breath, don't I? I haven't even walked. I think I felt myself getting a sore throat last night, so maybe that's... No, I'm not going to get sick, because I never get sick, so I'm not going to say that. I never get sick, so that's all good. So you sort of knock yourself out of the flow of things, and you start getting really frustrated. And when you start getting really frustrated, there's a lot of things that can actually happen. Number one, even if you're in a frustrated stage, but you're grateful, you're not gonna manifest. You're not gonna manifest your intentions. You're not gonna manifest your dreams, your desires, anything that you want. You're not gonna manifest, because when you're in a frustrated state, you're actually telling the universe mixed signals, so it doesn't know what to deliver to you. It's got no friggin' idea of what it's going to give you. So it's just going to shut down. It's just going to go, okay, well, I'm going to go over and work on this person because you're fucking confusing. And you're not happy and you're not ready because your vibration is at the most lowest it can be. Because when you're frustrated and when you're not in gratitude, you're not at your higher level. You're not vibrating at your higher self. And that's when you're actually calling in everything that you dream and desire. That's why going out and having fun and laughter and all that sort of thing is really good to get you back into that high vibration, or connecting with Mother Earth, because she makes you feel so yummy. So I've titled this Gratitudes, and it's really about mindfulness. So I want you to be really mindful, especially as the closing. So some people have gone back to work, and that's another point. Some people have gone back to work and you're not grateful because you're sitting in an office and you'd rather be with your loved ones, or you'd rather be on holiday, or you'd rather be doing what you were doing instead of being stuck in these four walls, or whatever your job may be. or your husband's gone back to work and you've got the kids by yourself, and so it's just chaos and you just can't do anything you want to do, which is causing you just to get so irritable. You know, I remember when I used to be at home when I was just driving my mum crazy, and if it's raining, like if it's raining where you are, it's even worse because you've got the kids inside. You know, you're at work, you don't want to be there, blah, blah, blah. So all these things can happen after a festive season, after you've had a lot of fun, after you've been around all the ones that you love and cherish and adore, or and it can make you really, yeah, as I said before, irritable and pissed off and just and you want to be doing this but you can't do that, and you can't get in the flow of doing that, and you're just feeling yucky. You're just feeling yucky, even though you absolutely adore your family, you adore your kids, you love them like anything. But sometimes it's when's mummy's time. When is it mummy's time? When is it mum's time? You know, and you go back to work and you didn't even get a break because you were looking after everybody at Christmas. And when was mum's time? You know, when did the goddess get to feed what she wanted? When did she get to do what she wanted to do? So you can go from, and you can also go from feeling really, really high at Christmas time to really, really low. Really, really low, because you have all that hype leading up to Christmas, and then you work your ass off in the kitchen, unless you're lucky enough to have a husband that doesn't. Or I should say wife, because I'm actually just aiming this at women because we don't have any men in the group, so just go with me. Sorry guys if you come and listen to this later. And it's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating because you've gone and you've had a great holiday, and then this is the other side. You had a great holiday, and now you're sitting back at work and you're pissed. You're pissed with the world, you're pissed with where you are, you don't want to be here. You're sitting there going, oh my God, 2019, I don't want to be here, this is not what I want to be doing. And you just start beating yourself up. Sound familiar? Hey Kim, how are you, gorgeous? How are you, beautiful lady? What's the weather like in New Zealand? Yeah, you know that one. Yeah, and it's true. And I mean, you've had a trauma in the middle of it, babe. So you'd totally be out of flow. You'd be totally out of what you're normally doing. And I was talking before about having your partner home, even though you love and adore them. Sometimes you just want them to fuck off. You just want them to go. Just go back to work, for God's sake, because they unsettle your whole routine. They unsettle your whole structure, and your time, it does not become yours. So the girls that I had that messaged me, I suppose it's really been, I've had about 7 or 8 if I take it over the whole week. I've had a girl that's had her mum staying with her for 3 weeks. Now that's heavy. That's really freaking heavy. And the reason why I say it's heavy is because when you are around family is when you are doing your most deepest mindset work, is when all your triggers and patterns come up, because it's where, if you watch my other live stream, it's where you're wired. It's where it's where you fought so much to be the person you wanted to be, but the beliefs and their patterns and everything that they thought, believed and was embedded in your age from when you were young. So now that you're starting out there and you're becoming your own identity, and some of the beliefs aren't right, and your mother will say something and you're like, no, and it'll just trigger you. So this poor girl's had, well, not poor girl, because she must be very, very blessed to have her mum, but she's just fighting it a lot because she's had so much growth, and that's what can, growth, and that's what can happen. So I just want to talk to you. This week I'm going to make it about gratitudes. I'm going to make the memberships in the Academy about gratitudes, because I think what can happen is that we're constantly looking at times, especially at times like this, about the things that are not right, about the things we'd rather be doing, about the things that we should be doing. We're looking at our list and we're thinking, oh my God, I've got to get that done. This is for work stuff. And then we've got the kids and they keep interrupting us, and then nothing's flowing, and it's just getting, oh God. So at the moment is the best time, if you're in this situation, or even if you're back at work and you don't want to be there, or if whatever certain environment that you're in that is just not, it's not gelling you with right now, and it's really chucked you out of where you want to be and who you want, and your dreams and desires and where you want to get to, and you're surrounded by people that are bringing your vibration down, and you're constantly having to try and build it up, which is friggin' exhausting. Last year I was exhausted because I'd done so much work on myself, and I was in an environment with my mother. God, I love that woman, but she's just nowhere near that. We're just like two different people now because of how I've stepped into my own identity and how I've rewired my belief system. So the biggest thing for the next week, I think, and I know a lot of people are going back to school, some of you are still got your husbands there, or you've gone back to work, is I want you to get into gratitude. I want you to get into gratitude. If you're feeling me right now, and even if you're watching this or you're coming on after the live stream, just do this that I feel is happening to me, just so I know that this is what's happening in the group. So constantly be talking to me so I know that I'm on the right track of what I'm teaching, and it's what you need to hear, because that's really important. There's no point me sitting here talking about something that's just not happening to people. But as I say, I've had 6 or 7 girls actually say, wow, this is what's happening to me. So I'm going to keep going on. Get into gratitude. Get into gratitude. It sounds so friggin' easy. Get into gratitude. Now, how you do that and why you do that is because when you're in gratitude, you start focusing on all the beautiful things. You start focusing on all the things around you, all the things within you. You start focusing on the good points of your children instead of, oh my God, I want to strangle them. Or if they don't shut up, I'm gonna have to put them into their room again, you know. And you start focusing on all these sort of things instead of going, okay, let's get in the car and go to the beach, because Mother Nature will serve me too. So yeah, I want you to start focusing on all the good things around you, and I want you to surrender to the fact that whatever the environment that you are in, if you cannot control it, then surrender to it. Surrender to it. Because if you don't, you're just going to stay out of flow, and then when everything starts settling down, when you want to get yourself back into more of alignment and flow, it's going to be twice as hard. Twice as hard. So one of my little tips is to get into gratitude. Gratitude for everything around you. Gratitude. And I actually like to do, if I'm in a frustrated state, I actually do my gratitudes at night and in the morning. So the ones at night is when I reflect. I reflect on my day. I reflect on the great things that have happened. I reflect on the beautiful food I've eaten, the way I've nourished my body, how I was lucky enough to move my body, how I got to see my child, well, not my child, this is I'm talking about in general, how you got to see your child smile, how, yeah, your child had that meltdown, but you think from that she's understanding more about herself. How your husband made you so angry that why can't he just pick up his shit off the floor? But then surrender to the fact that at least we have these clothes to put on our back. Really, really change it. Really, really shift it. Shift the emotion, because when you shift the emotion and the feeling, you then start taking yourself up to that higher vibration, and slowly by slowly you start flowing, and slowly you start getting alignment. And when you are in when you're in a frustrated but grateful stage as well, you're not going to manifest. So as you're getting these gratitudes coming into play, as you're getting the feeling of the different things that you're grateful for, you're getting less frustrated because you're getting happier. I like to call this a self-control buffer. A self-control buffer. Because when you do gratitude, you're actually calling in your self-control. It just happens. It's like because you're increasing your patience, and when you're increasing your patience, you're taking more control. When you're not in control and you don't have patience, you can go off like that, boom, right? And things that usually don't trigger you and piss you off, they do. So as you start getting into gratitude, you're creating more patience in your life, which means more control. self-control. If you want to go off, just take yourself somewhere and have a good freaking scream, because we need to release as well, don't get me wrong. But you need to get yourself into total gratitude so that it'll have a beautiful flow effect. It'll have a flow effect on your feelings. It'll have a flow effect on your thoughts, because you're not going to have that. You know when you're sitting there and you're sitting on the edge and you're sort of like, if he says one more thing, I'm going to freaking go off. You know that one? You know that? Wow. If you're sitting there and when that happens, start going to the grateful things around you. I'm so happy and grateful that I have my partner with me. I'm so happy and grateful that he provides for the family. I'm so happy and grateful that we do get time off, that he doesn't work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I'm so happy and grateful that I have him in my life. I'm so happy and grateful that he gave me these children. I'm so happy. Just go into all the things you actually are really happy and grateful for. Doesn't mean you're still not pissed off and he's being a dickhead. But if you go into that feeling rather than going into the other feeling, which is the trigger feeling, then it's going to make your day flow more beautifully. And it's not about him. And when he's triggering you, it's about you. Even though he's being a dickhead. Or your boss is an idiot. And you just think, oh God, really? And then, and you get some quiet time, just journal it out. And the biggest thing I want you to understand right now is that you need to surrender to what's going on around you. At Christmas time and New Year, and festive seasons and all these sort of things, we cannot control sometimes our environment. We can't control who's in it at a certain level. Oh God, you can tell I just got out of bed? We can't control a lot of the times the uncle and uncle that does our head in. We can't control when we go back to work who the people are that are around us when we've just had the most phenomenal holiday. You know, and here's some dickhead telling you what to do when all you want to do is say, hey, I'm my own person. This is not feeding my soul. But at the moment, before we get into your soul work, just honour yourself and get into gratitudes. I'm just going to read what you wrote. Getting time alone. Yeah, and it's frustrating, isn't it, Kim? How frustrated are you? You just want to do... And it's not that you don't love your partner. It's not you don't adore him. It's just you just... You have this yearning because your soul needs to do its work. Your soul wants to, or your heart and soul want to do something else, but you're just so having to feel like you have to do this, all the stuff, or you have to have the kids. And, you know, it's always good to sit there as well and think, so how can I honour myself right now? I can't do what I can actually do, but how can I honour myself? When I'm in those sort of environments, and I'm at home and I'm getting triggered like hell, I usually take myself off to the gym and do a workout and just breathe out all the... sound like I'm getting the flu. Breathe out all my bullshit that's going on in my head and just breathe in all that beauty. Or I go to the beach and I just sit there and I meditate, or I just look out and I just lie down and stare at the sky and just zone out and just give your brain a break. But the best thing right now, guys, is I want you to do... Get into gratitude. There's so many beautiful things around you that you're not realizing because things are triggering you, focusing on the negative. So I'm going to start a gratitude thread. And what I want you to do is I want you to do minimum 10 gratitudes per day. Minimum 10 gratitudes per day. You can do them morning, noon and night. You can have a running journal that you add to throughout the day. And then I want you to, you don't have to share them. You know, everything that you do within your mindset work is totally for you. It's totally, but if you want to join them, if you want to share them, please do. I love reading that sort of stuff. I do. And you know what? People seeing the gratitudes that you have, they can go, oh my God, I've got that. Oh my God, I do that. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Because what can happen as well, I'll get back to the task. What can happen as well is that when I first started journaling, I could probably find 3 to 5 things, and then I used to turn them around and have them said slightly different. So it wasn't just it was probably a 8 to 10 that I just kept changing slightly and redoing. And then when I started realizing that when I was focusing on throughout the day the beautiful things, it started growing. I'd be like, oh, that's right, I'm grateful for that. And even from your past, oh my God, I'm grateful for that because that got me to here. Even the bad thing from the past, bring out the stuff from your shadows. It's okay. You gotta be grateful for it. You know, I'm grateful for the day I collapsed and ended up in hospital ODing. Best fucking thing that happened to my life. Didn't feel like it at the time, but it was the best thing. It was a massive lesson. It was one of those lessons that I had to learn to grow, to become who I am. So back to the task. Sorry, I do that. If you've noticed, I get a thought and I just feel that I need to run with it. So I'm going to start a thread. It's going to be called Gratitudes, naturally. And what I want you to do is I want you to do 10 gratitudes a day for the next week. Commit to it. Set it as your intention. If you want to get a separate diary, because I've got a diary, I've got a journal, and then I've got a gratitudes book, then get one. And mine is honestly a simple, if it's here, I'll show you. Okay, yes. That's my gratitude diary. That's it. It's from, I think you call it Kmart or the warehouse. It's $4. I got it when I was in New Zealand. That's it, that's all it is. If you're feeling funny about you don't want people to read something, then if you've got a Mac computer, Whiteroom it's called, it's an app, and it's also really good because when you bring up, and I'd use it for journaling as well, and you're on it and you start typing, the whole back screen goes black, so you've got no distractions. I mean, I prefer to journal on paper, but if I'm away or I can't get hold of my journal and something comes up and I'm out doing something, then I just grab that. And then I want you just to put that, yes, you've done it. I want you to Evernote. Oh, I've never heard of Evernote. Is that on Mac? I just want you to put that you did it. So I want you to just to say, Monday, gratitude's done. Tuesday, gratitude's done. Now, if you want to say how you felt, go for it. If you want to post a few things that you've never realised that you were grateful for, if you want to post your whole friggin' list in the comments, then do it. But stick to the comments, because otherwise the page will start getting too busy, and what can happen is it'll get lost. If it starts getting lost, let me know and I'll just pin it as a post. But I've got the welcome video as the pinned post. Any device. And that's just an app, Kim. What's the weather like in New Zealand? You guys have massive storms. I was talking to mummies today. Did you get them where you were? Need to get my roots done. Oh, no damage or anything? That's crazy. Mother Nature's phone as well. Oh my God. Cool. I'm going to look into that. Thanks, sweetheart. Yeah, Mother Nature is just causing a bit of shaking things up at the moment. I think she wants the world just to rest and just take a breath right now. I really do. We've got the volcano. There's flooding somewhere. And then there's New Zealand's got flooding. She just wants everyone to stop and breathe and just surrender for the moment. Let everything catch up. Last year was a big year. Yeah, my mum was in the North Island. She wasn't too affected though, which was good. Sunny. Yay! Sun's about to come out here. All right then. Oh, who's just joined? Rosa Boza. Oh, darling, I've just finished. Oh. How are you, my beautiful Rosa? Oh, yeah. Oh, hello, beautiful. I've actually just finished. I've just gone through it. It's actually a good one for you, although I know you already still do gratitudes, because it's a crazy time of the year. Rosa has children, and it's hard not being able to do what you want to do, right? Frustrating. Okay, well, I'm so sorry, Rose. I've just finished, my love. I've just finished. Oh, God. Yeah, watch the replay. And for anyone that's watching the replay, just let me know how you found this, if it's something they're excited to do. And please, just the one rule, make sure you don't put your gratitudes as a post each day. Put them under the thread, and I'll create a gratitudes post. And we're just going to do that for the next week. And then I want you to also write down, before you start doing your gratitudes, how you're actually feeling yourself. Like, are you frustrated? Are things just not flowing? Is everything just not working out? Is you just tired? Just exactly how you're feeling. And then we're going to check in at the end of the week and see how you're feeling then. But just open your eyes. Open your eyes. Because also remember, the biggest thing is what you're thinking and feeling is what you're attracting. So if you're getting into gratitude, then you're starting to manifest, because there's no frustration. There's no self-bullshit coming in. You're in total self-control, which means when you're in the self-control, you're being patient, which means you're starting to manifest. And you're slowly starting to get yourself up to that high vibration. So it's really, really important, very important. So I can't wait to see, I'm really excited. The big thing is to see how many you start with, to how many you finish at the end of the week. And it's not a competition, but it's really interesting to see how people start awakening. And how you feel at the beginning of this week and how you feel at the end. So all the instructions I've just gone through. If you need to be anything clarified, just comment below and I can come in here and check. Sorry, I have just woken up, seriously. I just felt really cool to do this. I just felt I needed to get a little bit of oomph, a little bit of high vibing into people, because I'm feeling a lot of flatness, and my one-on-one clients are really flat, and it's just like, let's raise the vibration. So there you go, my lovelies. I love you all. And as I said, I am just calling it everything goddesses at the moment, because really that's who I'm calling in. And that's probably why there's no men in the group. And maybe I just need to change it to goddesses, because that really resonates with me. And I think not having any men join the group during the academy yet is telling me that, yeah, that's what I'm calling in. It makes so much sense. All right then, beautifuls. Love you, love you, love you. And I will be watching the page. And don't forget to do your instructions. There's been like one instruction. I don't know what's going on with you ladies. That's my angry face. Introduce yourself. It takes 3 friggin' minutes. 3 friggin' minutes. Doesn't have to be live or a video, but say hi. Get to know each other. You're about to be doing some beautiful work together. Love and light. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, I know you've been at your grandma's funeral. And I'm so happy it went well. Massive cuddles for you, babe. I was thinking of you. I really was thinking of you. But I love the fact that you tapped into your soul so much when you're away. It was just beautiful. Can't wait to do our next call. All right then, love and light, and I will speak to you ladies later. Mwah. Love you, goddesses.